I started 2024 off full speed. I've been traveling a lot, and as fun as the adventures have been, there is something I do love about the daily mundane habits. Post-vacation, if I'm not intentional, I tend to take longer than I should to get back into my routines. So welcome to a video of me and my best efforts to lock back in when I absolutely do not feel like it. Tip number 1 is simple but important. Get up earlier than you want to. My first day back from travel, I always set my alarm for the same time that I need to get up the following day for work. The reason I do this, despite how I may be feeling, is so I go to sleep on time that night and I'm well rested for the next day. I would much rather be slow and sleepy at home than at work with my clients the next morning. So this is me prioritizing getting my sleep schedule back on track and going through my morning routine a little bit slower. The next tip that I have is spend extra time in the Word. I try my best to read my Bible every day when I'm traveling, but I'm not going to lie and say that always happens. And when it does, I always struggle with focus and not having my million notebooks that I have at home with me to write things down. So spend extra time, get some good quality time reading your Bible. I wanted to share kind of what I learned this morning when I was reading. It'll be super quick. I'm reading out of 1 Corinthians. So basically, Paul is going back to the city of Corinth where he once was, where he once taught the gospel, and he's going back because they weren't really acting like they were Christians anymore. So he went back kind of to be like, okay, get in shape, let's figure this out, because he heard that they were kind of being crazy. So he goes back to Corinth and he is speaking about various issues where they are not really looking different in the world, kind of looking more like the world. In one of my notes, they described the city of Corinth as like the LA, New York, Las Vegas, valuing money, power, and sex. That's how they kind of described the city. So I thought that was kind of a cool comparison. But the people were getting wrapped up in like politics, popularity, but all within the church. So they were all still going to church. Kind of sounds like our churches still today. I wonder if that's the point. But Paul says, no, you guys are still controlled by your sinful nature. They were walking kind of between the lines of truth and the world, essentially. This is Paul talking. He said, stop deceiving yourselves. If you think you are wise by this world's standard, you need to become a fool to be truly wise. For the wisdom of the world is foolish to God. And that just kind of said to me personally, if you're not willing to be a fool to the world, you won't be wise. And there is a day coming that's real, that's going to happen, where our praise won't be coming from man, it will be coming from God. And that should make you excited, not scared. And if it makes you scared, then that's maybe a sign of conviction. But if it excites you, that means you're probably living different, you're probably living for God, you're probably trying to glorify Him. God chose people that were despised by the world, that were counted as nothing. Let's be honest, like, the world is a freaking hamster wheel. Like, it is, you can never keep up. It is fleeting. I mean, living for something outside of yourself is scary. If I have no worldly success, if I'm not working towards that, if I'm not valuing that, like, is this a waste? But also, in verse 225, it says, the foolish plan of God is wiser than the wisest of human plans, and God's weakness is stronger than the greatest human strength. That is just like, okay, that's just like the best ending to any like doubt that I've ever had in my head. God's wisdom is not man's wisdom multiplied to the highest degree. It is like on a completely different scale that we will never comprehend and we cannot ever comprehend. His ways are just so much better than ours. And it will be so worth it to look different, to be bold. I know it's scary. I know sometimes, like, socially it's weird and there's fear of judgment, everything, but it is gonna be so much better because His plans are so much better. He's so much wiser, He's so much stronger, and one day it will all make sense. There's your daily encouragement. I miss doing these car talks. I probably will do more, but Tip number 4 is where I honestly struggle the most. If there's ever a time where I get off track in the gym, it's post-vacation. I get home and I just don't feel like it. This is an area among many others in my life where listening to my feelings is not the most productive. One thing that helps me is always making the decision before bed that no matter how I feel in the morning, I am going. I'm setting my clothes out the night before and I will be in the gym the next day. So I just got back from my first day of work. After vacation, I always feel like I'm out of my routine, bloated, feel kind of gross, not being the healthiest, and you kind of just start to feel it. You kind of just start to feel it add up. You feel tired, you feel lethargic, you feel lazy, you feel larger than normal. And I found this little cleanse juice that I'm going to make in the blender, and I made it a few days ago actually, and I really liked it, so I thought I would share it. Like, it's not a juice cleanse, but it is a juice that's cleansing, if that's a thing. And it's very simple. There's only 3 ingredients and you just need a blender. So it's very simple, and this is the first ingredient, and so I'm holding a grapefruit. So you're gonna peel your grapefruit, peel your cucumber, and then buy some mint, and that is truly all that you need, and it just gets things moving. For your tools, all you will need is a cutting board, a knife, and this thing, whatever you call this thing. I'm gonna cut the cucumbers. Add all the mint in, and you can also use cilantro, but I don't really like that much, so that's why mint is what I'm substituting it with, and you still get all the benefits. So now you're just gonna put all of that in straight into the blender, and then you're going to mix it up. Don't add any water. The fruits hold enough water to get a liquid consistency, so you don't need to add anything. And then you are done. I hope this motivated you to get back into your routine, to be cute, to be healthy. Partially did this to get myself back on track, but I hope it helped somebody else too. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.